He's got a Saratoga water. Very refreshing, I assume. I got my rain.
You alright?
It's your red spit.
One Piece! Alright. Y'all, you know us from One Piece, man.
We're hyped about it.
Join the journey. You don't join the journey, you're missing out on a piece of not just only some of the greatest fiction ever created, but sometimes I think it might be non-fiction. The One Piece real. What's the government hiding from us, man?
Who's gonna face who against the end war?
And mine is.
In the One Piece. Who do you think?
But we'll rattle them one off at a time.
I kind of.
And if, like, say you say someone I was gonna say, and I don't agree, I can just jump in that way.
So Akainu. Everybody hates Akainu. Everybody wants him to get his butt beat to the ground, destroyed, crying like a little baby, like a little girl. I think Luffy and him, they're going to face off. Luffy's going to show him how much more powerful he is than where he was. And he's going to get a sort of like a revenge from him killing Ace, his brother. And then I think Sabo's going to step in and then tell Luffy to go on to fight the bigger battles that are more important, which is, I think, is Blackbeard and Emu. And Sabo's going to end up showing him that the Mera no Mi fruit is a lot more powerful and a lot more, it's more hot, it burns hotter than the magma fruit that Akainu has. And in the end, I think Sabo will beat Akainu to the ground.
Yeah, the thing is too, man, like you see within the anime, like Akainu, bro, he's kind of iffy waffy, dude. Yeah, I just think the man's just had a horrible backstory. I think like his backstory is why he's so bad. It's something to do with pirates, man. Definitely something to do with pirates. Either someone probably got offed. Either his lover, his partner, his mom, dad, family, somebody, man.
They killed my cat.
Yeah, killed the cat. Started with the cat and ended with the partner. But dude, who knows? But I think that's why he has such a vendetta against pirates. And I can see the Sabo thing because so much just aligns of it. And I'm probably going to go that route too, to be honest, because it just makes the most sense, especially him quoting that his fruit was hotter than fire. I just think something's going to happen there and fire is just going to turn like...
I mean, the dude is just a killer.
He's a killer, man.
Justice, he wants to kill everybody. He wanted to kill Kuma. He wanted to kill I think he did kill that Marine guy that wanted to leave. He killed Whitebeard, basically put 2 holes in him. I mean, he killed his...
they're all
Luffy's brother. Doesn't matter. That's not justice.
No, he could be. No, that's why he's bad. He's definitely crooked justice in One Piece. Yeah, his execution, especially since his fruit's so devastating. But I don't know, man. I think he'll probably fight Sabo. I think so. I think Luffy will get a couple in on there just because he has a very close connection with him. And I think by the end of the story, when that does happen, I don't think Akainu is going to be on anybody's side. I think he's going to be like a mad titan. I think he's going to go. He's not going to.
I think he'll be in prison.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to agree with his own parties, the Marines, and I don't think he's going to agree with the pirates. So he's just going to want vengeance on all. Because I think he's just a very angry individual. I think he's angry, man. But not doing all in that rabbit hole. But I think Sabo.
Sabo for the win, I think.
Yeah. Dragon. You think Dragon? I think Dragon's going to end up fighting one of the Holy Knights. I think he's going to end up fighting a Holy Knight we have yet to see. Because you still got to show off his power, man. And, like, what happens if it's Shamrock?
I don't think it's going to be Shamrock.
Who do you think it's going to be then? Who can Dragon fight, bro, in game?
I think he's probably going to help Luffy battle through the Gorosei.
That's a good take, though.
You know, like, Dragon has, what they say, he has the power over wind and the weather from his fruit. But no one knows what it is, but it's not like maybe like a god fruit or a deity type fruit that he has.
I bet you he does have some type of very powerful fruit for the simple fact he was a Marine. Wasn't he a Marine?
Yeah, he used to be a Marine.
He was a Marine. Guaranteed they had some type of knowledge of something in there, and he got a hold of it. That's why he's the most wanted man. And maybe it's his devil fruit. Maybe like, since we know what Luffy's fruit is and how powerful Luffy fruit is, and that's a good fruit. What happens if there's fruits the similar path of that, like similar god fruits that are just evil? What if? We're just thinking that Nika and Joy Boy is the only mythical zone, the mythical.
There's so many more.
What happens if there's many dark devil fruits, like evil devil fruits? There probably is. I guarantee you there probably is a lot of dark devil fruits. I think Blackbeard has a god fruit. I think he has a bad god fruit, like a evil one, used for evil, used for the worst of mankind.
So you think? So who do you think he's gonna fight?
Now, honestly, I'm thinking the. I really don't have. We have not seen much of the man at all. Probably won't.
St. Garland might be beating St. Garland.
St. Garland, yeah. That's my bet. St. Garland.
What do the Gorseys?
I think it might be. What happens if it's Garp and Dragon versus St. Garland?
It could be.
Because Garp is still throwing it.
I mean, he was around when St. Garland was, there at young age with Roger. But,
yeah, and maybe you need there's okay. Let me tell you this though. You know Scopper Gavon?
Yeah.
What happens if we see how Conquer's coding can happen? That's how you damage people internally on your weapons. Conquer's coding, Conquer's hockey. What happens if the only way to damage the God Knights is like armament and hockey? That's why Garp has always trained it.
It has to be something more than that as well.
But it's there's 3 types of hockeys. There's observation hockey, Conquer's hockey, and armament hockey. We have not seen the next levels of armament hockey. Garp was showing that at Hachinosu. You need that type of hockey to permanently damage the Gorsei members. Or the Holy Knights. You know why? Because he was a Marine. Garp knew of them. Probably knew of a lot of stuff. He wanted. Why would he not? If he knows of them, why would he not want to train in something that he knows can combat them? We're always saying conquerors, but guess what? They're not conquerors. They're just evil people. They're just
like zombies. They might be dead.
They might be dead, but you see Scopper Gabon, him turn his hands and his axes that way. I don't think it's conquerors because you don't see no red lightning. I think it's the next stage of armament. I don't know, man. It could be anything, though, really. It could be love. Because the man always talks about the power of love and emotions.
Power of love, baby.
Could be that.
I feel my temperature rising. I don't know about that. Alright, so Zoro is going to face Shamrock.
Well, his end game is going to be Mihawk, but I don't think it's going to be an actual duel to the face.
I think that'd be just like a friendly face-off. Every once in a while with him and Mihawk. I think he's going to face...
No, it's going to be another showdown like how he had when they first met. Where they just both stood there, and it's going to be a one-on-one.
And a couple clashings here and there.
Mihawk might get slashed. I think Mihawk will get slashed. I don't think he'll die, though.
I think he gets like a little paper cut. He's like...
Oh, you touched me.
Nice. My turn.
I don't know, man. You can't hype all this up of Mihawk and him and then not deliver it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Him and Shamrock, I think.
Yeah, I think that one too. Zoro and Shamrock,
I think that's going to be Zoro's most powerful.
And the man's king of hell. The man has Cerberus fruit. Cerberus are in hell. He's going to claim those dogs. Dude, imagine if he did, though. Like he chops their heads off. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
The Hydra, they just keep redoing. Whatever that dang dragon thing is.
I bet you Zoro's blades collect souls or something.
It could be.
Something. That's what powers it. I mean, you see with Big Mom. I mean, dude, I'm so speculatory on this stuff. Or speculative. I don't even know what to think. There's so many plot holes that need to be answered. And I enjoy it because it leaves so many endless questions. But yeah, I think Shamrock because it showed, especially if Shamrock is as strong as Shanks, and Shanks is made out in the good world to be the strongest. Shamrock probably got to be on that level, and for Zoro to do that perfectly parallels the strength of Luffy and Zoro.
Because I don't think Shamrock's going to fight his own brother Shanks. I think Shanks is going to fight Blackbeard.
I don't want to wear these because I keep seeing no light in them. Even though I'm blind, y'all, I can't see.
Shanks versus Blackbeard again.
Shanks versus Blackbeard, I think Shanks not going to have a full fight. I don't think he prepares a fight. I think his presence alone speaks volumes. And I think he's going to tag team somebody, though. I don't think he's going to have his own individual. Unless it's going to be him via 2. I think it's going to be Shanks versus Emu and Blackbeard. I think they're going to get together in a way to get over Shanks. Because honestly, bro, if you got to ask me, I think if hockey trumps all, Shanks might still be on the same level as Emu, if not a little bit below. And therefore, it needs Blackbeard as that little extra oomph to get over to defeat Shanks.
Well, that or does his little sneaky way and hits Shanks and injures him.
You can't, though, unless there's some ways in the middle fight Shanks' hockey. His observation hockey is since 10 plus seconds in the future. He don't see anything coming. So therefore, if he's dealing with some extremely powerful people, he's gonna.
But if Emu's
have
more
that
powerful in hockey, if he's the same level as Joy Boy, what if he can cancel out Shanks? Then if he can cancel out people's, but he can also.
Then now that's what I'm saying. Then yeah, I mean, then it would. Yeah, I mean that's the only way to get him because the man's. I mean, I think they make Shanks like Shanks for a reason, dude, and I think it's because like
that or Blackbeard's going to have all his crewmates attack Shanks
salad.
at once because that's how they roll. They're very sneaky and just very.
I don't know, but
They're not
you can't.
powerful.
You just can't hype Shanks up, bro, and make him go out bad. Look what Kaido was producing, bro. That man was
holding up an island,
sunning everybody, bro. That man sunned everybody.
Yeah, he faced like 20 different people, held up an island.
The man
kept transforming into multiple forms every single time, just destroying people.
The man didn't even care to hit Luffy when he was walking between. Don't get me wrong, that was a bad A moment for Luffy. But the man didn't care to even hit Luffy because he's like, yo, you're not even on my level.
No.
I know I can destroy you from right here. And he just, that even alone speaks volumes for Kaido and Big Mom. Because, yeah, Luffy was walking in between two emperors, being disrespectful, but those two emperors, bro, could probably 1v1 him.
And he wasn't really awakened, what people said. He wasn't truly awakened his devil fruit.
That too, man. Kaido, I mean, then again, if Kaido comes back, I really don't know who's going to fight him. Because there's not many top-tier villains. Unless the Holy Knights are extremely strong. Which I hope they are. Because if you're introducing them this late, they got to be strong. They can't be bums and fight Nami and them. I think they're going to be like filler to the final war.
Yeah.
They're going to be getting like, they're going to be working with like Shirahoshi and all them and doing like, trying to rally everyone up. I think that's what's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is, man, the world's going to start flooding. Everybody's going to start, the world's going to go into madness. You're going to see cities start falling everywhere. That's what I think is going to happen. And I think that's going to cause mass havoc around the whole world where everything's starting to be broadcasted. And that's when the final war starts uprising because you're going to see all kinds of rebellions starting to happen. All kinds of this happening. It's going to create so much havoc, man.
It's going to be one of the biggest battles, so it has to be something crazy.
It is.
Luffy versus Emu. But I think there's going to be a lot of that entails into that battle. I think it's not going to be just very simple. I think Luffy's going to have another transformation.
Chopper's going to fight Doc Q. Doctor on Doctor, man. They're both kind of worthless. Chopper's not worthless, man. He's a good doctor, but we need some. The man has monster point. I want imagine.
He's probably gonna get a bump up after this because he went after Scopper.
That's true. Hopefully
so he's
he
gonna find
is,
a way
man.
to hurt these people.
I'll tell you what, man. I root for the Straw Hats, man. I root for Nami, Usopp, and Chopper. I want them to have some really good, powerful plays. I mean, Nami literally holds Big Mom's Zeus.
So technically, she's still alive.
Yeah.
If her homies are still alive, that means she is.
Yeah, she's probably still alive.
But is that how the fruit works?
I think that's how the fruit works.
I can't remember how it actually works.
I don't know, but like Nami, give her something, man. Do where she can like, instead of just wiping out fodder, which maybe that's just Nami, and that's cool if that's just how y'all want to do it. Because she is smart, she's a good character, she knows what she's doing.
She's a navigator.
But like Usopp, bro, your dad can't be Yasop, man, and you over here pouting. You know, and like you need to do some crazy feats, and I hope like Usopp becomes like a really actually a brave warrior to see, dude, like how he says, and I think he will.
Yeah, he's gonna go after the that sniper guy on Blackbeard's team.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think he needs to develop some type of fighting ability because I don't see how that man could take something to his body and survive.
No.
He die. I mean, he is human, but so is Zoro. Can't say anything. Zoro's really human.
Yeah, but he took on all of Luffy's pain on Thriller Bark, which if Sanji would have done, he would have died. You've seen all that blood, man. I think only Zoro can basically completely almost die and then come back. I mean, he's done that multiple times.
You think that Grim Reaper moment has anything to do with the show?
I think, honestly, it might enroll.
Because some people say that he made a deal with that Grim Reaper. And it's going to take his life at the end. I don't see that. Some people say that he made some type of deal.
No, I don't think so. I think
why, man?
Why is his imagination? Maybe he'll get that power because he's king of hell. So he's gonna have more of that stuff coming out. Maybe that might be a future attack. The Grim Reaper slash the Grim Reaper slash of death.
Just R.I.P. That's the name of the attack.
I mean,
that'd be crazy.
He has black and green flames, man, and that's usually what.
Like his name of the attack is called Rest in Peace. Dude, that'd be insane.
Divine rest in peace, or
something, man.
Rest in divine
one-taps
peace. Rest in divine peace. They never got any like Rayleigh's attack, have they? Named attacks.
Nope.
Whatever's with that eye, I bet you when he opens the eye, all that stuff. I don't know. It's gonna like.
Sanji, bro, who he's gonna go against? We all say Kizaru, bro, but I don't think so.
Kizaru's gonna be on. I don't think he's gonna go after them anymore.
Like, bro, Sanji's a good one, man. I don't know who he's gonna.
Him and Kiji, I think they're just not there.
Kiji's a good guy. I think Kuzan is a good guy. I don't think he's gonna fight nobody else. I think he wanted to fight Garp. That's it.
I don't know. Tell it might be one of the Gorosei. It could be.
Man.
I don't
This
know
is
if
the
it's
Holy
gonna be
Night.
Shiryu.
Could be a Holy Night we haven't seen.
It could be Holy Night. Yeah. I mean, there's what, 9 of them?
It could be like the one right below Shane Garland. Whoever it is.
Yeah.
But clearly he has a different authority because the man just got summoned to that place. So clearly he has there's an authority or hierarchy status in the Holy Knights. So I think we're seeing the weakest ones right now.
Yeah. And depending on who Imu has a contract with, he might bring back certain people. Maybe he has that ability. Imu can bring back the dead into full force.
Bro, you see St. Garland's armor? I wonder if all of them have cool ass armor.
Probably.
Like ones that are just like built and have like.
I mean, you've seen them all now. Sombers and all them, they have their own stuff.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, I'm thinking about some warriors, bro. Like, Sanji's strong, dude. Like, he just took on freaking Queen. Because you got to do right by this too, man. Because you can't make the commanders look weak compared to the.
Especially if they're like representing like what Rogers, Rayleigh, and Scopper was.
Yeah, you can't. Like, there's a fine line,
almost.
bro. Like, I get like they've never met these people, and these people only come out with certain things, but I don't know, man. Like, you're kind of shitting on the commanders. You really are. You're shitting on. Pardon my language, pardon my French, but you're crapping on Katakuri. You're gonna be crapping on King. Dude, King could. That guy could probably wipe out anybody. Katakuri could probably wipe out anybody that's not a Yonko.
Oh, that reminds me. I think Big Mom's going to show up randomly on that war front, and she's going to start beating down Katakuri for some odd reason. Because Katakuri, and when he fought Luffy, he's like, "Are you going to come back and beat Big Mom?" And he's like, "Yes, because I'm going to be king of the pirates." That needs to be done. Where Katakuri's like, "I can't fight her because it's his mom, and she just doesn't care, and she wants to take over the crew back and stuff like that." Something's going to happen, and Luffy's going to step in and just.
But you have to put them in a place where they're meeting again. That's the thing.
They'd be on the war front. I still want to take Luffy's head.
I feel like Big Mom would come to a war and be like, "Straw Hat, you thought I would have joined this war? You're kidding me."
And I think she probably gave Katakuri the order to go after Luffy, but Katakuri's like, no. And then that's when Luffy steps in, and then he bodies, Big Mom, because he has to keep his promises to Katakuri, like he said.
Yeah, I think
Big Mom will respect him after that.
That's true, because I think we do have to have a moment in One Piece where Luffy finally reaches above Yonko status.
Yeah,
and it has to be pirates. And it has to be Loki dog walking the damn Yonko.
Yeah,
and it might be Big Mom, and it might be like okay, Luffy's in the next tier. Maybe not Kaido's level, because Kaido's probably if not the strongest character in One Piece. I mean, I think he is. I think it's just, if you have regenerative powers, of course, you're going to ultimately win because you're regenerating. You can't take damage. But take that away, man, Kaido is probably the strongest in the whole series. I don't know, man. I think that man might be the strongest in the whole series. I don't think no one's really stronger than him. I think he had no purpose. And who's to say that man's even in prime? The man's old.
We got to think, he said hockey's trumps all, so it doesn't, I think, Kaido is by far one of the strongest people in the One Piece verse. And if Luffy didn't have that stamina issue, I think it would be fine. I think Luffy could trump him. It's just Luffy burns out too fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think Luffy could trump anybody.
Roger could beat him.
I think if Luffy had no stamina issue, man, I think that's what they're holding back. There's going to be something to give him now.
So you think that Kaido 1v1 Roger would beat Roger, 1v1 Whitebeard beat Roger? I mean, Whitebeard?
Well, Roger and Whitebeard never beat each other. I think Kaido was younger than Whitebeard, too.
I mean, in their primes.
Whitebeard and Roger?
No, Whitebeard and when Whitebeard faces off against Kaido, but they're both in their primes.
No, I think Whitebeard's still in. I think
Roger
Whitebeard.
and
I think because there has to be a separation of power between Pirate King and Yonko, and it's like that. Even if it's a little bit, but it's still like that. Oomph. I'm better than you. I beat you in this thing.
But even
especially because you got to put respect on the Yonkos, regardless of how you look at it, who win or lost. They're Yonkos, bro. They rule the seas in One Piece. Like they have their own territories, dude. Like they're the top tier villains of the whole show. Okay, and whether they turn good or not, I think Whitebeard and Roger were both Pirate King level. I think they're right there above.
Well, no, I think Whitebeard was Pirate King.
I think Kaido.
Once Roger was sick, Whitebeard he could have been the Pirate King if he wanted to. He just never did.
Yeah, he never pursued it like Roger did. He's like, you probably seen. I mean, he gave Odin to Roger. He didn't want that One Piece. He needed Rod. He needed Odin to read the pony list.
He just wanted a family.
Yeah, he was like, dude, he just wanted a family, and the man was to protect his family. I think Whitebeard. Yeah, I think honestly, some people argue Whitebeard would have beat Roger if he wanted it because Roger was up at hockey, but Whitebeard had hockey and his fruit.
But no, what Kaido says, hockey trumps everything. And that's why Roger rose up to be king of the pirates, because he was stronger than everybody. Because his hockey was so powerful. Maybe it was just a step below Joy Boy's power.
Yeah. Now then again, you got to put respect in Roger's name. Roger's the strongest. And I hope they show it, man. Because right now, you got to show some impressive stuff. I'm not going to lie. To catch up, Roger. To like Garp and stuff, bro, you gotta in Kaido, you gotta show how powerful Roger was. Like, how powerful was that one? Like, yeah, we're taking your word for it, but we have not seen it. I've seen Whitebeard and Roger clash, and that's cool and all, but I've seen that so many times with all kinds of enemies. And honestly, it's the same.
We're just saying, like Zebek. He was Roger's biggest enemy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Yeah, Zebek. Like, you gotta. There's just feat moments they have to have. And then hopefully they capture it. I think they will. I have faith they will. But I think Kaido, man, I think he's like right there. He's right there, but had no purpose. His purpose is what held him back. He did not what he wanted to do in his life.
Yeah.
I think he was just strong. I think that's why he was so strong. He just wanted to be strong.
Who?
Kaido. That's all he wanted. He wanted a strong... Dude, the man was so strong in how he stands. He was going to go to Marineford with just him and King. They would.
No, he wanted to kill Whitebeard.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. But if they would have showed up, dude, they would have had to send the Holy Knights out. Some of the Holy Knights would have probably got eviscerated. I'm gonna be real with you. No one could hurt King there. No one can.
They probably knew that King's secret.
Yeah, you're right.
That's how Emu eradicated King's life or his race.
That is true. They probably would.
So they know his. They probably know their.
But you can't. You can only hurt King when King wants to hurt you. That's it.
But King don't even know
doesn't King's flame only goes out when he is on the attack. If he's a straight defensive, you can't hurt him.
To an extent, if you're more powerful than him, yeah, you can. He doesn't take as much. He takes little tiny damage. He still takes damage.
It's like really, really small.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. I don't know if you bring Kaido back, man. I hope to see him back. But the man, there's no one. Who the heck, bro, is that man? No one can fight him. There's not one person I think can fight him. Unless the Holy Knights are just that strong, and St. Garland is just that strong. That's why they come in so late. I can see that. And that'd be making a statement of why they didn't come to Marineford. They didn't have the necessity, the urgency to do it because they just knew how strong they were.
Maybe he would just be like a stand-back character, basically using his blast brush just to blow back like the contract demonic people that Emu has. They're like zombies or dead zombies or something like that. Or Emu brings back Whitebeard and stuff, and they're at their full power. And Kaido's just like,
what happens, bro? If Luffy and Kaido had a moment, bro, where like. It's kind of like their reconnect moment, finally. You know, they show respect. Because you got to think, Kaido was sad, man, when he killed Luffy. And the motherfucker ends up riding. Pardon my language, y'all cut this. He ends up riding Kaido to the next location or something like that.
That'd be pretty dope.
That'd be pretty damn dope. He's riding a Yonko.
But
like a Gear 5th, bro. And he's like...
I think it'd be a funny moment.
Crazy, dude.
I think it'd be something cool if he does come back. Kaido's in his hybrid form and Luffy's in his Gear 5th form. And they're just standing there like... And Kaido's just like... He punches Luffy. He's like, and Luffy goes flying in. What was that? That's for beating me.
I had to get you back, Straw.
Yeah. I think that'd be
Let's
funny.
ride!
Nah, dude.
Dude, that'd be insane. Dude, because you gotta think, Luffy rode Momonosuke back up to Onigashima. Remember that? And he did a freaking transform snake, man. That's a badass moment. That's a crazy moment, man. Luffy in his freaking peakness, bro. Haku's and... Dude, if he's riding, that's replacing Momonosuke with Kaido. That's Kaido. It's just showing the power right here. Even them two together.
I mean, honestly, like...
Kaido and Luffy together could wipe nations. Dude, who's wiping them? That entrance into Mary Jawa? Maybe Kaido has to hold back the Holy Knights. He's taking on all of them. Dude, who knows?
I don't know, honestly.
Because, bro, Kaido was sad when Joy Boy, when he killed Luffy. He was like, damn, bro. He's like, and that's why he trashed that one CPO guy. He's like, you just interrupted my battle, bro. Like, dude.
Kaido's whole thing, he was waiting for Joy Boy to come beat him. He wanted Joy Boy.
And he knew he met him. Because he's like the only person to defeat me watched me Joy Boy. And it was Joy Boy.
I think, plus, what Mihawk said is the key factor in all this. Luffy's power is not based on his strength level. It's based on his aura to change people to become his friends, his allies. That's his true power in the anime. And he can change anybody. I mean, he changed multiple enemies to his side.
Yeah.
Kaido, it might be another thing. Kaido just wants someone to fight to be on one of the levels of the previous pirates he fought back in the day.
And you got to think too, he fought Joy Boy. That man fought Joy Boy. Technically, he got what he wanted, and he got trashed. All right, now what happens? I do see it. He fought Joy Boy. Now he's gonna fight amongst Joy Boy.
He's gonna fight with him,
bro.
Because he wants to beat the government. Because the government was always taking
yeah, I mean,
crapping on basically because they sold him when he was younger to go fight for the Marines. He didn't want that. He kept constantly getting caught and stuff like that because he wanted to. But then, I mean,
he never let
the Marines
rule him.
Most of the Marines are very evil, and they used everybody to kill them off, just like King's race. They wanted to do experimentations on them, so he wanted to liberate and just destroy the government.
Oh, and I will say this is random, but low key. But in Norse mythology, I think it is, and if I follow correctly, you need Ragnarok in order to, you need to start Ragnarok, which is like with all this, the Norse mythology stuff or whatever it is, to start the whole war of it. I think Loki's going to have the Fenrir fruit. He'll be the wolf, and he's going to be the igniter of the whole world war. To initiate the war, he will be it. I don't know, throwing it out there right now. That's theory. It's still headcanon. You know why? Because there's not a lot of info out on Loki right now. But the way Luffy is treating Loki right now, and like how compassionate he's being and giving him food and everything, Luffy has a very good sense. One thing they always say with Luffy, he has a very good sense of who's bad and who's good. Yeah. That's why on Egghead, he sends Kizaru there. He said someone really strong's here. He had to get into action. Everything happened. Loki. He doesn't sense any bad on him because that man was framed and he's going to be Luffy's 10th member.
Or Gunko.
No, Gunko's going to... No, I don't think Gunko. I think Loki. I think, you know why? Because every single pirate crew's had a giant on their crew. Except for Cyborg, you got to think Joy Boy, they've had giants, man. And you got to think, in the mural, you see Nika with a giant beside him. That is Loki. With the sword and shield. That is Loki, bro. There's only one giant that we know of right now that would fight like that for Luffy. And that's probably Loki. It's probably going to be his last member of the crew.
Well, we got off topic. Who was fighting who, but...
Anywho.
This is going to be something short. I got to trim it down a little bit. It's 30 minutes, but... Yeah.
Start watching One Piece and put your opinions in the comments, man, of what y'all think is going to happen and...
Topics that you want us to talk about.
Yeah, some stuff we're still learning, man. We're still digging into it. There are some people out here, man, who reviews that know every inch of everything. And I'm just like, holy moly, man. No, thank you. We're just headcanoning, y'all.
We're just conspiracy and just thinking about what could happen. It's all up in the air. It's like a rabbit hole after another rabbit hole.
It is, man. It's an endless hole. But that's what I love about it, man, because when this junk ends, it's going to be very painful. It's going to be very sad.
Yeah, I started it. I got him into it. I got Andrew into it.
Now we're like 14 years deep.
I'm like 25 years deep. This thing's been out since before I was even
This
born.
is the only anime in the world that keep dropping episodes every week.
This thing's been out since before I was born. I don't even remember when I first started watching this.
See, y'all, catch up, man. It's not too much. Maybe by endgame, it's going to be a lot.
One episode a day.
One episode a day, man. You'll get done within 2 years. It's not going to
3 years.
3 years. No, 5 years.
Well, I got a couple videos then.
But don't watch
Make a couple videos.
Yeah, make it at least a couple. I mean, it's only 17 minutes.
There's only 1,100 and some videos.
Yeah, if you watch one episode a day, yeah, you're going to be behind.
5 years.
By the end of next year, you're going to be on an episode. You're just going to be just hitting Marine Corps.
That'll be like through a bar.
Yeah, dude, you're going to be behind, man. Fucking catch up, man. It ain't much. Catch up.
Alright, guys.
Catch up, Buster.
Subscribe. Hit that like button. Comment down below if you guys want to talk about this. If you guys have been watching One Piece. If you don't, you guys just don't know what we're talking about.
We don't know why you're here.
Yeah, why are you here? Get the scrolling. Go watch.
Go take your fingers.
Go
take your fingers, make a Crunchyroll account, and go watch it.
Or dip your face in some Saratoga.
Yeah, maybe it'll increase your chances of watching it. I know it's a lot, y'all, but you won't regret it.
It gives you pimples.
Wait, what?